Welcome back, tributes, to episode 35 of Into the Arena. I'm Emily.
And I'm Holly.
And we have a fun episode today, something that we have been wanting to do for a while. And I think our only announcement this week is tribute talk, Monday nights, like usual. We're going through Catching Fire. We're almost to the end, so join us live for that, 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern time. If you haven't yet, it's a lot of fun. We have a lot of awesome friends, fellow tributes on, so it's always a good time.
Woohoo!
But today, we're going to be talking about our ballad dream soundtracks. So
Yay!
Holly picked a list of songs, and I picked a list of songs, and we're just going to go through and talk about them, and talk about why we chose them, and if the other person hates them or loves them.
Oh my gosh. Hate's a strong word, because when I went, so like we pre-made these playlists, and then now you can go, if you want, you can find them on our YouTube channel under our playlist, but we would each go through and like listen to the other's playlist. When I heard Emily's, I like wanted to scrap my whole playlist. I was like, wait a second, like I love her picks. How did I not choose these?
Oh, that's good. I definitely had
excited.
some I absolutely loved on yours too, and wanted to put them in mine.
One major ballad playlist. So this is going to be exciting. And people have been wanting us to do this for a while, so.
I know. Namely AJ at the Hunger Games Collector on Instagram, who has an awesome playlist of their own. So if you haven't checked out AJ's playlist, there's some awesome songs on there that I loved. So check that out.
If you're watching it, you can't really see it as well, but this is my Halsey Lucy Gray shirt.
Was that Art Intention?
Yeah, Art Intention, yes. I got it a few days ago, and I was like, I have to wear it for this episode.
It's so cute. I love it. I love that we both wore, like, I wore a Hunger Games shirt today, just because. Like, normally I just wear normal clothes, but...
I'm excited. We're in the mood. So...
do we want to start with your first song? I have a whole list of notes here, so...
Look at you go! Printed out notes and everything. Okay, so the first song on my list, like, I tried to go through and, like, organize them based on, like, when they would show up in the book, but then a lot of them, I have moments for them, but then I also, like, could see them as a whole in the movie/book.
Yeah, so I had some that kind of were more, like, character just based, so I put those kind of at the beginning.
Mine's kind of all over. I attempted at organizing, but...
Me too.
The first song I have is Needs by Versace.
Enjoy yourself. Just leave me for somebody else. Enjoy yourself. Just leave me for somebody else.
I've had this song on a lot of my playlists for like a few years now. I've always thought it's like super, just like it's a very intense song, and like there's not too much to it, but some of the lyrics, like I picked out a lot of lyrics from my songs that like when I hear it, I'm just like, it fits a character or a part. And for this one, I thought that it kind of reminded me of just like snow, and I think of snow with this song because of lyrics like, for my enemies, don't unleash, and I'll be sitting on the throne now. As I'm dying, I'll be thinking about your face now. When I can't remember all the days now, all the days that I've been trying to forget about how. And so for me, I think of this as like him once he finally like is trying to rise to power and reflecting on himself and his past and thinking about Lucy Gray and just like his need for power over love. So that's kind of like why I picked this song. It kind of or I guess it like symbolizes his desire for power over Lucy Gray and being happy.
My first song was Billie Eilish, You Should See Me in a Crown.
You should see me in a crowd. I'm gonna run, there's nothing to how. Watch me make them bow one by one.
So good. AJ picked this on their playlist too, and so when I saw that we both picked it, I was like, yes.
Yes.
I feel like it's where Snow kind of starts off in the story. Like, I have a song that's kind of representative of him at the beginning and then also at the end, which he doesn't really, like, change much. But the one that I picked for the end is a little bit, like, more confident, and this one's a little bit more, like, resentful, but like in a sad way.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's kind of how his thoughts are, like at the beginning of the book.
Yeah. I feel like he's just at a point in his life where he just, like, I don't know. I feel like resentful is a good word. He just hates everything around him, and he feels like he deserves more than what he's getting. And so I love the song on its own because it's just such a strong song, and just like not even the vocals, just like the background music is so intense. I feel like that's just him being like, this is what I deserve and this is what I'm gonna get, and watch me become president and get power.
Yeah, he's like angry and wants to get back at the world, but like he has a plan. And like that's this song.
So good. I would also put this on my own ballad playlist.
I had 24 or 25 songs originally, and I was like, I gotta cut it down to like the length of what a real soundtrack would be like, so I like slashed it in half.
Oh, I know. Well, I mean, even after I saw yours, I was like, I need to control mine a little bit more. I have too much. So
Mine is so depressing. I feel like yours is a little bit like less so than mine as a whole.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so definitely agree. We love Billie Eilish.
Love it.
Needs to be on it. My second song on my soundtrack is Sunday, Bloody Sunday by U2.
I can't believe the news today. Oh, I can't close my eyes and make it go away. How long must we sing this song?
I love U2. I love this song, and I know it has to do with actual historical events, but for me, I think that this song gives me like Dark Days vibes because like some of the lyrics are like there's many lost, but tell me who has won, the trenches dug within our hearts. So like for me, I'm kind of just envisioning almost like Sejanus's character and somebody who has like these questions throughout the book, like why, like who is right in this situation, who is wrong, how can we move past the war and like become one nation as opposed to like the capital and the districts. And I just think it's, I don't know, some lyrics that I really like too are how long must we sing this song, and then he keeps asking like how long, because for me it just represents how in Panem it's just this back and forth of like, now we're in power, now we're going to do this, and now we're going to hurt you, and we're going to hurt you and do this. So I think it's like a really, like, especially for it being 10 years into the games, a really good look at like what's going on politically.
Yeah, I like that line too. The how long must we sing this song? A couple of these songs that you picked that I really liked, I just kind of had these visceral images where they kind of would maybe fit in like the movie that I see in my mind, you know? The song just feels exhausting.
Yeah.
And Lucy Gray is in the arena, Snow is doing his mentoring, and I just think of them like thinking of each other and like this song playing.
Really? Oh my gosh, I love that. I did not think of it that way. I like that a lot. I feel like I picked so many of my songs because I'm like, Lucy Gray and Snow. So this is one of the few that does not fall under that. But I like that.
There's also like a line about reality TV in there too, right? Which I really liked. Fun. I thought it was a really good pick.
I love you too. You can't go wrong.
My second song choice was Control.
All the kids cried out, please stop, you're scaring me. I can't help this awful energy. Goddamn right, you should be scared of me. Who is in control?
I love Halsey, my goddess.
This is my kind of like Snow and Dr. Gall song.
Okay.
I had to get something more representative of my girl, my queen, Dr. Gall in here. I mean, it's about control, and there's that theme of like the 3 C's, and one of them being control. And there's this quote from Snow from the book where he's talking about the things that he loved most about the war. the security that only came with power, the ability to control things. Yes, that was what he loved best of all. So, I don't know, I just wanted to pick a song about control and, like, pushing down your fears and, like, being even scarier than your fears, being more evil than, like, what you're even afraid of, which I feel like is what Snow does. And I also just, like, love the line about the kids cry out, "Please stop, you're scaring me." And I'm like, yeah, that's Dr. Gall.
Yes. Well, I think it's interesting that you looked at Dr. Gall's relationship for this one. Because, like, when I hear this song and I relate it to Ballad, the line that really sticks out with me is, "I'm well acquainted with villains that live in my head." Because I feel like when I, like, listened to your playlist and listened to this song, it was more of, like, listening to, like, Snow going through this whole transition to, like, from choreo to Coriolanus Snow. And so I think I just didn't put together, like, the whole thing with Dr. Gall. I more so thought of it like his head dealing with his own demons, dealing with, like, coming to terms with, like, who he actually is.
Yeah, I definitely think it's a Snow Dr. Gall song. So
I love that you included that. I love that.
She's scaring the kids.
Always. My next song is Lost Boys by Paper Bird.
There's a sky underground where the sparrows chase me down, 'cause there's nowhere left for me to go. Well, I'm alone, but I'm alive. You can make me dance, but don't make me dive into the unknown world below.
I don't even know where this song came from. Like, I think it must have just been, like, a random playlist or, like, Discover Weekly I was listening to, but I heard it and I was like, this is a Ballad Lucy Gray song. So nothing other than, if you listen to it, I feel like you can hear the Covey in it. So yeah, that's my logic behind it.
Well, that's just like my next pick. My, like, Lucy Gray song on my list is Bird Song by Juniper Vale.
Sometimes I wish I was a nightingale. I'd make my lullaby a fairy tale. Sometimes I feel like I'm a mockingbird, mimicking the songs that I've already heard.
I just randomly found it, and it's just all about, like, wanting to be free, but, like, feeling that, like, you're caged and something's holding you back. And I feel like that's Lucy Gray, and it has this folk vibe to it with, like, the music and the instruments. And it's kind of like a romantic song too. Listen to the sound of our heartbeat song, like, "My heart's like yours, my heart's like yours."
Yeah, no, when I heard it, I mean, Bird Song, I think of Lucy Gray as, like, my little, like, mockingjay.
There's a line about a mockingbird too, and I'm like, oh, how perfect is this? So, yeah, I just love it. It's Lucy Gray.
I feel like that's the song that should have been on Songs from District 12 and Beyond. I forget what that one song is, where it's just, like, we hated it, and it's, like, it talks about, like, being the mockingjay.
Mocking as the J? That one?
Yeah. I'm like, this would be a much better, like, this could fit in the Hunger Games too, but I mean, much better than what we got for Songs from District 12 and Beyond. I like that song too. I feel like you have a few Lucy Gray songs that I really liked on here.
I feel like our lists are a mix kind of Catching Fire soundtrack vibe and Songs from District 12.
Yeah, no Mockingjay.
No.
Mockingjay part one.
Even though I do love Melvin.
Oh my gosh. Okay. My next song is Two Heads by Coleman Hell.
She said, "I love ain't nothing but a monster. My love ain't nothing but a monster with two heads."
Love this song. I've always loved it. I think of it as a Lucy Gray and Snow song. It's just a toxic love song. I mean, some of the lyrics are, "Our love ain't nothing but a monster with two heads. You're all I see. Our love's a monster with two heads and one heartbeat. Why don't you call me in the morning instead before we turn into a monster with two heads?" So it's, like, almost like trying to stop what they could become together if they ended up bad, I guess. But Lucy tries to put a stop to that towards the end. So I feel like if all had gone to plan and Snow stayed in the capital and got his scholarship and didn't have to go to District 12 to be a peacekeeper, him and Lucy would have the most toxic relationship ever.
I love this song. I never heard it before, and it's a bop. You got several bops on here.
It is a bop.
I love that it's like, it has sort of a folk sound too, but yet it's still pop.
Yeah. Such a fun one.
My next one is my moody Sejanus song pick. It's the song Entertainment by Corey Harper, and I kind of picked the more like stripped down version of it where it's just like on piano.
I'm falling apart and it's painless. I dance with the dark and I hate it. So sick of the entertainment.
I just needed a song that was like very emo for Sejanus, like where he was upset with the capital and everybody. Some of the lines I liked: "It's dangerous in this town. Beautiful faces creep me out. I dance with the dark and I hate it. So sick of the entertainment." That's kind of like the main line. I'm like, yeah, he's being a part of this games that he hates, this whole culture that he hates, and he's sick of it.
I love it. I don't think I found a Sejanus song, so when I heard this one, I was like, and hearing you explain those lyrics even more, I'm like, I need to add it to mine.
I found a second Sejanus song that I almost put on here, but like I wanted to keep it at one, but I really like Heathens, which is 21 Pilots.
Oh yeah,
I think. And I feel like that kind of fits Sejanus as well. Like, all my friends are heathens.
Yeah, he's a good guy. I kind of like that you picked this song over that one though.
It was more of like a kind of pop sounding song.
Yeah, it reminds me of You Should See Me in a Crown, where you said like Snow is like resentful of what he has. I feel like Sejanus is resentful, but I feel like he is more so like emo sad boy. So I'm kind of glad you stuck with this one because he is a little emo sad boy. My next song is one of my all-time favorite songs ever, of all time ever, Sobs Forever. It's White Lie by the Lumineers.
If it's all the same to you, then it's just a little white lie. It is all the same to me, and it's just a little white lie.
Just me like copying and pasting this whole song into like my notes section.
I love the Lumineers choice.
We have to.
Yeah,
we
gotta
do it. After Gail's song. But for me, it's just like such a slow and beautiful song, and I think it kind of ties in with like being a morally gray character, which I think is what Lucy Gray is, but then also like what if we didn't know what what Snow becomes, he's kind of like a morally gray character at first. And so I think it has to do with like how they had to both lie to survive, but they had to lie for different reasons. And then it comes to like question like, well, why, like at what point is like a white lie okay? And at what point is a white lie versus like a real, true, harmful lie? And so, I mean, I could read the whole song, but I have different like parts for how I would explain it. So like, I mean, it starts out with, as a kid, my hands are red. When you asked me, I denied it. So I think like that's Snow, obviously, just like growing up. And he said, the lyrics say, I've told lies that never came true, and I have stolen, but so have you. If we can make it through another day with you believing in my innocence, and we can make it through another year because we both need to forget this fear. Like they're lying, Lucy Gray and Snow are lying for different reasons, but they're doing so to survive their very different situations. And then it goes on to like question like, do you have a right to blame me, or can I blame you? And I just think it's like a perfect song for all the decisions that either of them have to make as characters.
I was kind of thinking it aligned well with Snow not revealing that he was responsible for getting Sejanus killed, And that's kind of like the white lie, especially there's a line, when you asked me, I denied it. And I think about that moment where she's like, oh, well, who else did you kill? And he's like, myself. So it kind of connected to that like specific moment for me.
If I were to pick like a lie that I think of, it's more so to like Dr. Gall when he lies about the compact and like the rat poison and everything.
I like that too.
Because for me, it's like he tries to have it be a white lie. It's just supposed to be like a small little one. But then, of course, she knows what's going on, and then he gets in trouble for it.
There's a lot of dishonesty.
Yeah, so
Ballad.
I love this song. This song is like the ballad theme.
Well, in keeping with the theme of songs from District 12, I picked a song from the Civil Wars, the one that got away.
Oh, I wish I never ever seen your face. I wish you were the one. Wish you were the one that got away.
Obviously, like that folk sound, and I feel like this song is more like a Lucy Gray's ghost or something. Looking back on what happened, like, man, I really should have got out of that one.
So on the playlist, this was the first song that I heard from yours that I was like, I hate my playlist. I need to delete it all and I need to start from scratch because this is perfect.
But you also picked similar things.
But I love this song. And for me, when I listened to it, I thought more of like how Snow, like as President Snow, he would look back and like instead of it being from Lucy Gray's perspective of her ghost, like him thinking of like what he's become and like what ghost he is and what ghost
Interesting.
Lucy Gray is.
But I feel like the whole thing didn't really affect him that much. Like, I feel like he actually felt like he got something out of their relationship. Like, oh, I learned that I shouldn't love anybody. Like, now I know.
See, a lot of like some of the songs I picked though too are like me thinking of him in the like future old President Snow reflecting on his past, and so this is one of them that I was like what I imagined for him and him like looking back and me wanting him to miss her and realize he's made mistakes. So
He's not
yeah.
like that though.
I know.
we want to
But that's
feel
how
it,
I
though.
see him.
I mean, I remember when we were going through Ballad, we were kind of discussing Lucy Gray as well. And is she fully on board? Like, is she just playing him? And we kind of like thought that she was. So I like the beginning of the song. Like, I never meant to get us in this deep. Like, I never meant for this to be a thing. Like, at some point, she actually started having feelings for him instead of just using him to help her survive.
I mean, the Civil Wars, you can't go wrong.
No,
Like you said, it's like the perfect
song.
sound. So I'm adding this one to mine. The next song I have is another Billy song, which we already kind of talked about, was Bury a Friend.
It's probably something that shouldn't be said out loud. Honestly, I thought that I would be dead by now. Calling security, keeping my head held down. Bury the hatchet or bury your friend right now.
So good.
Classic, just Snow killing Lucy Gray vibes. Like, that's all it is.
Well, I thought more about Snow killing Sejanus.
Oh.
There are so many songs on like my list. Just listening to these songs, I'm like, oh, okay, Lucy Gray and Snow. But then I'm like, but wait.
Sejanus.
Big brain. It's Sejanus and Snow.
See, my brain is always Lucy Gray.
There's songs that I picked for Lucy Gray and Snow, and then I was like, oh, actually, it's Sejanus and Snow.
Never mind.
Yeah.
The real character that matters. The lyrics are so good. I think of it, obviously, we all know that this is Snow, but like the lyrics like, why don't you run from me? Why aren't you scared of me? Why do you care for me?
See, but that's Snow and Sejanus.
Okay, the why do you care for me, I guess. I guess I could see like the Sejanus now too.
It's just all the relationships
Fair
of
enough.
the trio.
I mean, also it could be Tigress too, I would argue too. Like why Like, what
I
can't?
didn't
Why don't we
do
run? Why don't
anything
we?
for Tigris. Like, who's Tigris?
I know. Keep you in the dark. What had you expected? Me to make you my art and make you a star and get you connected. That's where I think of Lucy Gray, because he's like, I made all these connections. I helped you get out of that arena, and now you're just screwing me over. So I'm gonna kill you.
I feel like this is a song that encompasses just a lot of ballad, because I feel like you can kind of pick out different lines that's like, oh, this is this character saying this, and this character saying this.
Yes.
It's a good one. The next one I had on my list is called Lucy Gray, and it's just an interpretation of the William Wordsworth poem set to music by Emmett Franz.
The sweet face of Lucy Gray will never more be seen.
Just like a beautiful folk version of the poem. So, I mean, there's not really anything to explain with it.
No, I'm really glad that you found this too. I think it's a perfect addition. I feel like we all need to add that one to all of our ballad playlists.
It's just really pretty.
My next song is a Kanye West song. So a little bit of Mockingjay Part 1.
I love this. I love this. I love this. Might be one of my favorite choices of yours.
Really? Yeah. Oh my, well, thanks. It's Fade by Kanye West.
I just fade away.
Feel it.
Fade away.
I feel it.
I just envision Snow like slowly going down the spiral into madness. Like the song picks up slowly. That's all I think about when I hear this song. I don't know. That's all I have to say. But it just gives me ultimate villain vibes.
I like that you said that, because the reason I love this song is this was the most like visceral one for me. I was just picturing the end of the games. And then when it kind of like picks up, then it's like the celebration. And like
That's
and Snow is
sweet.
just like drinking too much, and like he doesn't care, like he's won the thing, like he's sitting in the place of honor. And then it transitions to this kind of like the like deep inside, deep inside, boom. Deep inside, deep inside,
my
boom.
gosh.
And with every boom, I was just like I was picturing him just like walking to the lab, and with each boom, like seeing each of the 3 things on the table.
gosh.
The napkin, the compact, the handkerchief.
Who are
I
you?
just need this.
I'm getting chills. Oh my gosh,
I
Emily,
need
go
this
work
to
on
be
that
like
movie.
a moment.
Wow, that gave me chills hearing you describe that.
This is like, okay, I'm gonna take this song and do a fan edit whenever the movie comes out. Make it this moment, and it better be good. The song's about like fading. Everything he thought he knew is like fading in those moments, even though he's like celebrating and like partying, like he's getting drunk, but like behind the scenes, it's really like you're about to be done.
That's awesome. That's awesome. It's a good song.
I think it was my favorite.
I'm just impressed that you love it. Like, I'm like, wow, thank you.
It's like Ruler and the Killer. You're like, I don't think you're gonna like this, Emily, but
Here she
also
is.
like, I don't know, it kind of gives me Meltdown vibes too,
Okay.
a little bit.
I don't like Meltdown,
I know.
but it's okay.
Next song, Two Birds by Regina Spektor.
Birds on a wire. One tries to fly away, and the other watches so close from that wire. He says he wants to as well, but he is alive.
Going back to my high school Regina Spektor phase.
I don't know who Regina Spektor is.
What?
I know.
What?
This is my first song I've heard of hers.
Fidelity? You don't know Fidelity?
I don't think so.
Breaks my heart. No?
No.
Well, you need
I'm sorry,
to
high
get
school
off of this
Emily.
and listen to some Regina Spektor because she's amazing. But I love this song, Two Birds. It's funny, it just kind of became a popular TikTok sound.
That's how I know this song. That's it.
That's how you know
It's
this
from
song.
TikTok.
See, I was like, no, I already had this on my ballad playlist. It's not because I heard it on TikTok.
Did you really? I thought you added it post because I heard it. And that's, yeah, this is the only song. Like, I don't know who she is. I just know that, like, I heard this on TikTok.
I've just always loved this song, and at first, this is one that I was like, okay, Lucy Gray, Snow, but wait, no, this is Sejanus and Snow, like, two birds on a wire, one wants to fly away, and the other watches him closely, and, you know, he says that he'll follow, but he doesn't. Poor Sejanus. Like, he was just this
I feel like
bird.
you're gonna start crying about
He wanted to
Sejanus.
fly away.
I'm like, I completely forgot about him while I was writing this
No.
playlist.
My favorite, if they mess up Sejanus in the movie, I'm gonna be so mad.
Oh,
So mad.
I know.
And I know they're not gonna, like, go as hard on the Snow-Sejanus relationship and that dynamic as I want them to. They're gonna focus too much on Lucy Gray and Snow, but
We
It's
all
in my
know
heart.
who the real lovers are.
yeah, everybody go listen to Regina Spektor. If you take anything away.
But this is definitely one I would add to my playlist. So I will listen to more, but I like this song. My next song is Time Moves Slow by Bad Bad Not Good.
Running away is easy. It's the leaving that's hard. Running away is easy.
This is also one that went like, it's like a TikTok song. So, but I think of it, okay, so this is one where you talked about how you've had like scenes. This is one that I have like a scene.
Okay.
And so it's like the lyrics are like, time moves slow when you're all alone, and the time moves slow when you're out on your own. And it's like running away is easy, but it's the leaving that's hard. So like these lyrics all at once, I'm envisioning like Snow getting sent on the train from the capital to District 12 to become a peacekeeper. And I'm just imagining him like, not so like, it's not that the leaving is hard, or it's not the running away that's easy. Like, yeah.
What are the lyrics?
It's the leaving. The leaving is what the hard part is. So he's leaving behind this scholarship, this future, like everything he thought he had in the palm of his hands, and that's where it like hits him. And the song is like very like slow. It's like a slow background. It's like dun dun dun. So like I could see him like sitting on the train just like watching as all like he like gets further from the capital and further away from his dreams. And I feel like it's also him like reflecting on his relationship with Lucy and like her being a victor and wondering like what's going to happen to her now. And then of course, because the lyrics, but what was I to do? Just couldn't help myself falling in love with you. So him and Lucy. So this is my peace out capital song.
That helps me. I'm gonna have to listen to it again, and like having a moment in the actual book that I can like think about while I'm listening to it helps. My next song is
I
from the
hate you.
Gallows by I Don't Know How But They Found Me.
And if I succeed, I'll count all your teeth that swing from the gallows and wave. And then from the news, let you cutting me loose. I carousel into my grave.
This is a weird song.
I
It's
was
a
like,
very
if
weird
this
song.
doesn't give me Hunger Games vibes, I don't know what does.
But I liked the sound of it, and this is another Sejanus Snow song for me. So I'm thinking about like, you know, the Gallows and what happens to Sejanus, but I was kind of thinking about how Sejanus, just their like weird bond, and how he seems like willing to stay by Snow's side even though he's not like a good dude, and how he would really, I feel like, do anything for Snow. And that's kind of the tone of the song. Like, I'd do anything for you, even like die, if like that's what you needed, and like go with a smile. And then there's this like kind of robotic sound in the middle of the song that I just felt was kind of like different sounding and kind of capital, as opposed to kind of like the folk sound of other songs that I picked. So this was a weird song, but I liked that it was weird and different.
Yeah, I like it because your songs, like a few of your songs are just like really spot on. Like, I mean, just like From the Gallows, just the title being From the Gallows, and then hearing you talk about the relationship between the two guys, and then like we've talked about it, but like the bird song, I mean, Lucy Gray obviously, but like yours are like spot on in terms of me seeing like character dynamics, which I really liked.
Thanks. I had way too many songs from the end of the book, like around what happens between like the climax for Sejanus and Snow and the climax for Lucy Gray and Snow. It's just like the most
intense parts. My next song is like probably one of my favorites that I picked. It's Wasting My Young Years by London Grammar.
I'm wasting my young years. It doesn't matter if I'm chasing old ideas. It doesn't matter if
I saw this as like my Lucy Gray song, like almost like you talked about a Lucy Gray ghost song. Like, this is my Lucy Gray ghost song. But it's also like representative of the short lives that the tributes have. Like, some of the lyrics are, I'm wasting my young years. It doesn't matter if I'm chasing old ideas. It doesn't matter with like just the like whole idea behind wasting young years on political issues and war, like post-war dynamics, and then having to like sacrifice yourself for like no reason, like for reparations or whatever. Another line that I like is so this is like Lucy to Snow. Don't you know that it's only fear? I wouldn't worry. You have all your life. I've heard it takes some time to get it right. So it's like more like her kind of being like spiteful and like, well, I'm dead and you have the rest of your life to live, so you get to carry the weight of everything you've done to me and other people. So I just think it's a beautiful song too.
Yeah, I thought it was super pretty and the lyrics were spot on. So I like this one too.
Thanks.
My next song, I really wanted to throw Taylor Swift
Yeah.
on there somehow, going back to songs for District 12.
I love her.
And I thought that the song that would work the best of hers, and one of my favorites, Look What You Made Me Do. But I was like, this song doesn't really work in its current form. So I really wanted to find a dark version of this song, and I feel like I found a really good one by Jack Leopards and the Dolphin Club. It's just, I love it.
I got smarter, I got harder in the nick of time. Honey rose up from the dead, I do it all the time. Got a list of names and yours is in red underline. Check it once and I check it twice. Oh, look what you made me do.
You destroyed it with this one.
I mean, all of the lyrics I feel like are perfect. Like, I got smarter, I got harder in the nick of time. Like, this, it's that moment between Snow and Lucy Gray at the end. Even, like, you said the gun was mine. I got a list of names, and yours is in red underline. I mean, we all know the song. But I love the dark version of the song.
You blow me away. This was the song where, like, when I saw it was Taylor, I was like, oh yes. But then when I listened to the cover, because it was a cover I hadn't heard before, I was like, chills.
And
like,
it's
oh my gosh.
a guy's voice, I think, too. So
yeah.
perfect.
It was awesome.
Put it on the soundtrack, please.
Snow's Reputation era.
Yes.
My next song is Everybody Wants to Rule the World. This is the original, though, by Tears for Fears.
We will find you acting
all know that Lord remade the song for Mockingjay Part 1. Originally, I remember my parents being so upset with me because I didn't know that it was a remake when the Lord song came out.
I didn't
And
either.
they're like, what do you mean?
I
Blah,
didn't
blah, blah.
either.
And I was like, sorry, I guess I'm just not like that into music. But going back and listening to Tears for Fears, like, while yes, the Lord cover is awesome and dark, I think obviously like it's an amazing song. It just like the lightheartedness, I feel like it's obviously like more upbeat. It makes it a lot darker than the Lord version, I feel like, as I've grown
Okay,
up.
so
And
you want the original.
Because I can see like, I feel like Ballad is, when you read it, it's just, it's there, like it's there. But like what lies beneath like what's in front of you, I think it's just so sickening, and that's what this song makes me feel like. So it's like the equivalent to Ballad for me. So I feel like this song would just be obviously Snow, but also just like all the dynamics of power and control in the book. So like Dean Highbottom and Dr. Gall and Snow and all these characters. So
When my list was way longer, I had Love Hurts on my list. But I thought it was kind of ridiculous. So I was like, nah, let's take it off. But I don't know. You putting the song on, I was like, okay, no, I'm putting it I'm putting it back on. It's kind of ridiculous.
I love it.
I also feel like that's one that is like, okay, a classic song, but like let's do a different version of it, like a darker version. And then I did find, I was like, this is a great idea, but somebody has already done it. I think they did a dark version of Love Hurts in Halloween 2.
What? Stop.
I really learned a lot, really learned a lot. Love is like a flame, burns you when it's hot. Love burns, ooh, love burns.
Or, we could just leave it how Love Hurts, Nazareth, the way that it is.
Yeah.
And
There we go.
it might be kind of ridiculous, but the lyrics are so perfect. And it kind of goes back to, there's a lyric like, I really learned a lot. And I feel like that Snow, this is like after what he did to Lucy Gray, and he's like, he shuts down love in his life.
Yeah.
He has a whole paragraph about that. Love isn't going to work for me because love gives other people power, and I don't want that. Love hurts. We can't have that. So I'm going to be with someone that I don't love. I just have this like ridiculous image
Stop.
of like what he does to Lucy Gray, and then he gets on the hovercraft, and like as he's like getting on the hovercraft, it's like, love hurts.
No.
We're turning it into,
I was like, I take
into
it
a
back.
comedy.
I take it back. It's a rom-com. It starts like raining. Like, oh, okay. I love that. The next song I picked was NWFMB. Nothing F's with my baby.
Ain't no warning you, the world gone up in flames. Ain't it the life of you, you're lighting up the blaze. Ain't it a wasted watch the throwing of the shade. Ain't you my baby, ain't you my baby.
I just think it's a really good look at like Snow and Lucy's relationship, because like, was it love or was it just him being completely possessive of her? Like
It's very possessive.
yeah,
song.
like
Yeah.
this, I love this song. It's like so eerie and dark. It's very slow. And on the playlist on YouTube, I linked like the acoustic version that Hosier sings and like the original, and I couldn't decide between them, but I liked both of them for different reasons, so I kept both. But I mean, like, some of the lyrics are like, give your heart and soul to charity, because the rest of you, the best of you, belongs to me. I'm like, again, it's just like Snow controlling and possessing Lucy Gray as if she's like a thing. And then another one is, ain't it a gentle sound the rolling in the graves, ain't it like thunder under earth, the sound it makes, ain't it exciting, the rumble where you lay, ain't you my baby, and then nothing else with my baby. It's just like, it's so like, I don't know, like hollow, I guess, and like eerie, and I just love it. I think it's an interesting look at what their love is, if it's actually love.
I have a scene for this song.
Okay. I love your scene ideas.
I can see Snow like sneaking around in the lab to this song when at that moment where he sees the tank of snakes and he's like staring at it and deciding,
Dang.
no, nobody F's with my baby. Boom.
Yeah.
Like, let me put it in there.
Oh my gosh.
The
Stop.
handkerchief. So that's the moment in my
Mhm.
mind where it just like seals their fate.
Your ideas for scenes and songs.
I'm like, can we have music in the movie like the Twilight movies? Like, come on, like.
It won't be anything crazy.
My next one, My Love Took Me Down to the River to Silence Me by Little Green Cars.
Down to the river to silence me. Love took me down to the river to silence me. Love took me down to the river to silence me. Love took me down to the river to silence me. Love took me down to the river to silence me. Love took me down to the river to silence me.
I will say this was not my pick.
Really?
I saw this on Tumblr. Somebody had posted this song, I think like in June, right after the book came out. And I was just like, this is perfect. So like,
Yeah.
this is, I've had a playlist of one song for a long time. And it was just this song. It's about a relationship, abuse in a relationship. I mean, my love took me down to the river to silence me. It's exactly what happens. And there's a heart in here. Where's the heart in here? Like, still believing, where's the humanity in you? Kind of in disbelief that this could be happening. I just feel like it's the moment.
So obviously you see the title before you play a song, but I saw the title and I was like, Emily, I'm literally getting rid of my whole playlist because you win with this song. So whoever like you found this song from, absolutely incredible human.
And it's got that folk sound too. It's just, it's everything. I feel like this is top 3, if not the top, from my whole list.
Absolutely. I love it. I was so jealous that you found a song like this. I was like, how did you find something that literally, I feel like it was written for ballad?
I can't take the credit for this one, but I did listen to literally hundreds and hundreds of songs.
Yeah, I feel that. Off of that, like I had 3 playlists. So I started with like one playlist and it was like a ton of songs on my Spotify. And I was like, okay, we have to narrow it down. Like this took like months for me to make. So then my next one, I was like, okay, now we have to cut from here. And then finally, now we have to cut from here. So I understand the work that has gone into this playlist making. Second to last song for me, we have 2 songs each. My next song is 4th of July by Sufjan Stevens.
My little hawk, why do you cry? Tell me, what did you learn from the Tillamook Barn or the 4th of July? We're all gonna die.
It's a beautiful song. It's on TikTok now, but I liked it before. Obviously, the name 4th of July reminds me of Reaping Day.
Right? That like gave me chills. I was like, what?
Yeah. And I mean, I love him. He is an amazing singer. His voice is so beautiful. Some of the lyrics that I liked was, the evil it spread like a fever ahead. It was the night when you died, my firefly. What could I have said to raise you from the dead? Oh, could I be the sky on the 4th of July? It just like goes so perfectly with like Lucy Gray. I think she's dead, with Lucy Gray's death and Snow reflecting on what happened and the sky of the 4th of July, Reaping Day. It's just
4th of July, we're all gonna die.
Yeah, exactly. That line. We're all gonna die.
Couldn't get any more perfect.
I just feel like it's also not just about him saying goodbye to Lucy Gray and like that aspect. I also think it's about him saying goodbye to any part of peacefulness or like good Snow left in him, because one of the lines was, "I'm sorry I left, but it was for the best, though it never felt right." And I'm not thinking about him leaving Lucy Gray. I'm thinking about him leaving like his morals behind too. So definitely like more of like a me thinking like in a perfect world, Snow reflecting on himself and feeling bad for what he did. Just a little tiny bit.
I don't think so.
Just a 0.01%.
I love this line, sitting at the bed with the halo at your head, was it all a disguise? Like, I feel like that's exactly what he's thinking when he does what he does at the end. And I feel like it's also very condescending, the way, like, my dragonfly, my little hawk, my little Versailles.
Like, he owns her, yeah.
Just like his little plaything. Yeah, I love this.
I also had another, like, Suf John Stevens song, but I narrowed it down. So
The other one was good too.
I would add all of them. Yeah, Mystery of Love, even though it's in Call Me by Your Name, I still love it. I still think it's a beautiful song. But enough about me and Suf John Stevens and me wanting Lucy and Snow to be happy.
My next song I completely stole from AJ's list, but when I saw it on there, I just had to take it. I had to take it.
It's amazing.
Imagine Dragons, which I love, but then also, I mean, on the Catching Fire soundtrack. So we're just keeping the theme going of picking the same artists. Cutthroat.
I'm so misunderstood, but I live for this. My money's good, and I came to win. So step on up, and I promise you, only one of us gonna make it out alive, and it's not you.
I had You Should See Me in a Crown at the beginning as kind of like Snow's mindset, and then this is one that I had where he's in a very similar place at both the beginning and the end. Does he really change? Like, no. But Cutthroat by Imagine Dragons, I feel like I put that at the end because it's more like, okay, yes, this is me now. Like, this is what I'm gonna do. It's more confident in that same kind of like superiority.
So good.
Now he's cutthroat. Like, he's actually come to that point where like it's me or you, literally, because like y'all both are dead. It's me.
Stop. I don't even just like listening to it the first time, like I've been using the word intense, but the song's intense. It's fast paced. I think it's awesome. It's just so evil and I love it. I like that. And I like how you compared it with a song at the beginning for you and how you saw Snow. So that's really cool. I like that.
I can just see him like walking around to this song, the end of Ballad, walking around. Yeah, what is that line? Like, he looked fabulous in his new suit. Like,
stop.
Or does it say gorgeous? Is that the word? I can't remember. But feeling himself. Yeah.
It's like Tobey Maguire and Spider-Man.
That is my comment from the beginning when he's at that party. And he's like, hey, giving out compliments to everybody.
I knew you would. Oh, this is my final song, which it is the final song for Ballad for me. Come Out and Play by The Offspring.
Gotta keep them separated. Hey, man, you're disrespecting me. Check them out. Gotta keep them separated.
It's so intense. It's so awesome. For me, I think that this is the like final scene between Snow and Lucy Gray where they're out in the woods and like this song is just like playing in the background as they're playing, like it's almost like they're like chasing each other. It's like tag, like she has a knife here and like he has the knife and then she has a gun and then blah blah blah, and just back and forth with like violence. And does he get her? He gets wounded, he gets bit by the snake, like what's gonna happen? So I think it's just like so intense and like upbeat and happening all at once that it just kind of goes with like the chaos and confusion of that scene for me. And you just got to keep them separated. I love that line.
I just can't wait to see that scene.
Yes.
Like, that is what I'm going to be waiting for. The whole movie.
Now I'm just gonna be waiting. I need you to go because now I can't stop smiling because of the Tobey Maguire.
Shut up.
Oh, okay. I need you to direct this film for me, please.
I could just see it in my mind so well.
I can't unsee it.
I need some like goofy music or something where he's just like,
Stop.
hey. He's trying to work his way up in the world at the beginning.
Exactly. Okay, your last song, the final song.
My last song, this is my end credits song.
Ooh, I didn't do an end credit song.
Transition song. This song, when I listen to it and how I feel listening to it is how I want to feel when the credits roll. So that's why I picked this song. It's called Gallows by Katie Garfield.
Tell them something is coming. There's blood in the water. Give them a warning. Let it all come crashing down. Burn the castle to the ground.
It's not like a big anthem song. It's still somber, but I think it has a tone of hope, which is how I want to feel at the end of Ballad. Like, I need there to be something that ties in with the trilogy that says, this is not the end. Like, don't worry. Like, something's coming. Something, I promise. It's just like this little flicker of hope. Some of the lines, something is coming, blood in the water, let it all come crashing down, burn the castle to the ground, hang their lies, no disguise, it's our time. And there's also a line about, like, pointing our arrows. So there's just little hints of something is gonna come.
Yeah.
This isn't the end. And that's what I need.
I like that. See, for me, when I'm thinking of, like, a final song I would want during the end credits, it would be Abraham's Daughter again. Like, let's just reuse that because I need to tie in that is my snow song. So if we can relate young Snow to President Snow, that's the song I would pick.
I think we have a shot of Coriolanus running around in his gorgeous new suit to Cutthroat, and then it like cuts to black. Cutthroat plays for a little while at the beginning of the credits, and then we switch to Gallows, which has like some hope to it.
I just love how you can like see where music belongs perfectly.
I mean, it probably would actually suck, but probably wouldn't actually work at all. But in my mind, it's there.
It makes sense. So yes, that's finally our ballad playlist episode.
So we have them up on YouTube, so
yes,
you can go and listen to the songs.
Be sure to give our playlist a listen, and please, if you have a ballad playlist or this episode inspires you to make one, or you have songs that relate to ballad in your head, share them with us. Like, send us them on social media, comment them on the YouTube. We would love to hear more ballad songs.
Yeah, because I stole ideas from other people for my list, found the perfect song by someone on Tumblr that I am obsessed with on my playlist, so I just want to keep adding to it and have all the ballad feels listening to music. So please share.
Yes. We have some fun episodes coming up, so stay tuned in the next month as some fun, exciting projects happen. And then join us on Monday nights for a tribute talk.
Yeah.
So, yes, until next time, we will see you then.
See ya.